MKA. We ask that you support your team in a positive manner and display good sportsmanship throughout today's contest. There will be no tolerance for negative statements or actions between opposing players and coaches. This includes taunting, baiting, berating opponents, trash talking, or actions which ridicule or cause embarrassment to them. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated. Could subject the violator to rejection and may result in penalties being assessed against your team. If such comments are heard, a penalty will be assessed immediately. We have been instructed not to issue warnings. It is your responsibility, coaches and captains, to remind your team of this policy. First, introducing the lineup for the Millburn Millers. At guard, a junior, number 2, Damaya Grant. At guard, a senior, number 15, Kristen Colorado. At guard, a senior, number 22, Hannah Ozer. At forward, a senior, number 12, Katie Grakowski. And at forward, a senior, number 14, Zoe Palamaki. The head coach for Millburn is Eric Schroeder. He is assisted by Rob Rollo, Christian Afano, and Will Wickenheiser. And now, the starting lineup for your MKA Cougars. And forward, a freshman, number 21, Emily Wall. And forward, a freshman, number 30, At guard, a junior, number 5, Aaron Harris. At guard, a junior, number 24, Salon Bell. And at guard, a senior, number 15, Monica Green. The head coach for the Cougars is Indy Mendez. She is assisted by Amanda Langen. Today's referees are Michael Tierney and Stan Wilkins. At this time, would everyone please stand and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and home of the brave?
Welcome everybody to the Cougar Dome, the site of live Cougar action here today. Girls basketball is the name of the game. My name is Nicholas Baum, and alongside me is Elliot Barada, the man behind the cam, sure to bring you high-flying Cougar action. Today, the girls basketball Cougars will be taking on the Millers of Millburn in a sure to be exciting spectacle. These two teams did face off once before on Miller's territory. That was a 50-27 loss for the Cougars, so looking to get that extra bit of revenge heading into the second fixture. And it is the 13-5 Millers of Millburn traveling to the 4-11 Cougars ground. Both teams, however, coming off a bit of a devastating loss. The Cougars a 48-18 loss at the hands of Verona. Meanwhile, the Millers being deposited off the Essex County Girls Basketball Tournament courtesy of a 43-37 West Essex victory. Both teams looking to rebound here, but the Cougars with perhaps added incentive as the ball gets tipped underway for the Millburn possession. Just finding it around the perimeter, and the first shot of the game coughed up and wriggling around the rim before it's into the hands of Critchley. Bell on it now, the high-flying junior who is also the leading point scorer of this girls basketball team. Labib now, the sole senior of this lineup. Curran, who's been a fantastic player so far this season. Now it's Critchley. The freshman finds Walls. Once more with Bell. Excellent patience, poised on the ball, and it's the floater from Curran. That one, however, very far lying from the basket, and once more in the hands of the ladies in blue, the Millers, looking for the inaugural points of the matchup. Bouncing it around, working on Labib now. Once more at the top of the key. Under heavy duress from the pressuring hands of Curran. Once more, just working it around the perimeter right here, but very few open men in sight. Nonetheless, both teams seemingly exercising a very patient, slow, methodical play basketball before the second three coughed up. That one, too, goes surefire miss. Once more in the hands of Solange Bell. Minutes progressing forward, and we're still yet to see the first dent in that score line. Curran on it. Pump fakes her options, accepts the screen from Bell. Cuts in now at the corner of the paint, doesn't go for it. Once more, Bell in deep territory, purveying her options amidst the seemingly stalwart defense, but not before the travel is committed by the junior. First stoppage and play of the game, and a pair of bagels on the score line, making all the difference so far. Inbounding for a third Millburn possession. Working around, that three, also a miss. 3 possessions and 3 3-pointers attempted by the Millburn Millers, all of which going unsuccessful. Nonetheless, they will reprise possession down low. Well, points at a premium, that's for sure. Absolutely none of them in the opening 2 minutes of action here at the Cougar Dome. Looking to make it otherwise, however, the offense of Millburn. Yet again, belting it around. Tidy defense, meanwhile, but heading down the baseline, finds the man down low, coughs it up, unable to complete it. Room for seconds, and she's got it. The first points of the ballgame, folks, and it'll accrue in the favor of the Millers. A seemingly easy rebound right there, coughed up by the senior. So 2-0 the score as we progress our way forward through the first quarter of action at the Cougar Dome. Curran on it, looking to find some sort of response to their newfound deficit. Curran goes for 3. That one nearly complete before it's innocently fallen into the hands of the Millburn Millers yet again. Looking to extend that gaping lead. Averts the pressure momentarily. Into the paint she goes. And a very tough shot, but the rebound found. Room for another 3. That one also no good. 0 for 4 from beyond the perimeter. The Millburn Millers still with another chance at it. Foul nonetheless in the favor of blue. An interesting call to make it shooting, but as the dust settles, she will be sent to the line for the first time tonight. Well, not a shooting, and perhaps something to attest to my novice background in terms of basketball. Most of my experience from basketball is just playing it in the backyard. Meanwhile, all the Millers able to make it a 4-point game right there, courtesy of another easy putback rebound. And they certainly seem to have already identified their advantage over the Cougars, that of height. And of course, that is such a detrimental factor in the game of basketball, especially in high school too, when physicality matters most. Meanwhile, Labib, she is the 3-point specialist of this Cougars team, but that first attempt goes unfruitful. Excellent interception, however, from Bell. Allowing room to breathe right here, but nonetheless, as I was saying before, the Millers, certainly with the height advantage, and they seem to be identifying that. Meanwhile, Bell, oh my, a very tough shot, and she collects the shooting down low. able to put the Cougars on the scoreboard. A one-possession game as possession reprised for Millburn. And so certainly a way to battle back. Finding that foul down low. Certainly took a lot of grit and physicality to draw that one in. Meanwhile, the Millers with the response. That one, a very tough layup to put in, and it's easily called up by Aaron Curran. The junior now looks to initiate this drive right here. Already finding themselves on the scoreboard. We'll see if they could go ahead and find that equalizer. Bell lets the play draw out before finding Labib. She'll take another three, and that one very close to going in for the first of tonight. Minutes progressing forward in this first quarter of action. 4-1 the score. The Millburn Millers just working their way forward yet again. Working on Bell now. Contemplates. Stops. Woman in the paint. She'll get it to go. And the Millers find their easy response to the free throw of Bell. A 6-1 game. And that gap widening ever so more as the defensive full court pressure works to their advantage. The three-pointer is quite lacking. Before a timeout is called by the Cougars. Well, the two teams disseminating from their respective huddles as we reflect on a 5-point lead for the Millers. With a healthy dose of this first quarter of action left to play, the Cougars in that deficit, but a high-flying pass from Bell. She'll find Curran down low and stays in bounds. A terrific pass and catch right there between the junior duo. Once more with Curran now. She'll cut in and draws the foul while at it. Terrific athleticism poised between the two. And heading to the line for the second time today. Well, they were just as confused as I was right there, but they will be inbounding it from the baseline. Curran to Bell in the paint, a very tough shot. And as one would predict, that one falls out. Ball's on the defense and able to evade it as well. Still room for seconds for the Millers. That pass, well overcooked for her teammate. And once more with the chance to find some sort of response amidst this increasing deficit. The Cougars now. Bell on it. Easy balance pass to Labib. Critchley on it. The usual center will find Curran. Not quite. Perhaps the need to work on passing both these teams. Inbounding for the Millers, looking to initiate yet another drive here and to try to ever so increase that lead, but not before an impeccable interception from Bell. Pauses, but there's a travel before she gets the layup. Oh, a very frustrating play if you are Bell or Coach Mendez on that right there. She had all the time in the world, all the space in the world too, to finally haul up to the basket right there. She hesitates, perhaps letting the man get by her, but not before that extra third step is taken. So right back with the Millers right there. What seemed to be an easy gimme straight once more with the ladies in blue. Excellent work around the perimeter. Now down low in the paint. She'll cough that one up and is able to complete it. 8 secured for the Millers. And that pass yet again. Unable to reach the intended teammate. I don't know what happened to the ball, but Certainly it took a while to secure it yet again, but finally, that very tall referee, I have to say, comes out with it. Well, miscommunication, it's bound to happen in just about any sport. It's also bound to happen when you're commentating. So, certainly not to blame either of the two juniors on that play. Bell on it yet again, however. Under a 7-point deficit, she'll choke that one up well wide. Meanwhile, for the response, another pass. Well over the intended target. But it did seem to take a deflection off of Cougar. Allowing her teammates to get open right here, letting the play draw forth. Finding the man at the corner, under the double team. Hesitates at the perimeter, cuts into the paint. Excellent work around it. That one for three. Unable to complete it just quite. An amazing securing rebound for Solange Bell. And she draws the foul as well. Inbounding now for the Cougars, reflecting under just 100 seconds left in the inaugural quarter of action. Down 7. The Cougars will at least try to make it more than a snake eye for their respective tally. Walls to Curran, contemplating her options. Thinks about it, finally finds Labib. She'll put another one up for three, and that one is complete. She is the three-point specialist, folks. Ice cold, the senior is from downtown, and finding that one right there. Easy success for number 15. And 8-4 the score. Just over a minute left in this first quarter of action. Working it around the perimeter. Heavy pressure from the Cougars. And not quite sure what they found on the court that caused the stoppage in play. From my very far vantage point, it looks almost like an eraser. You know, it's a pink rectangle that kind of bounces. So under those characteristics, I would assume it's an eraser of some sorts. However, back in play, the Millers with that one for three. That one yet again incomplete. And really the Millers making a name for themselves down low, not quite from downtown. So the Cougars finally finding the response from the increasing hole they previously found themselves in. And now finding themselves within a tally half of that of their opponents, 8-4 the score. But here comes Solange Bell, looking to make it otherwise right here. Would do incredible effort to make it just a one-possession game as Erin Curran retreats outward. Walls now, Bell on it yet again, under tight pressure. Fakes the dribble in, once more with Curran. The junior fakes her own pass, once more with Labib. Excellent patient passing is the name of the game for this offense. Bell now letting seconds tick away here in the expiring final moments of this first quarter. Labib now accepts the screen from Walls, finds Curran, she'll take the two. That one is complete. The Cougars finally finding themselves on the scoreboard and finding their voice in the final seconds of the first quarter as that buzzer beater will not be found. And I will let the bit of a disparity between the actual scoreboard and the scoreboard on MKA TV expire, but we are looking at an 8-6 tally in the favor of the Millers. A razor-thin margin as we take a break. Well, I do hope you enjoyed our pre-game sort of show, which featured me trying my best to shoot three-pointers. No, never mind. For the viewers afterwards, if you look at our recording of the game, then you'll be blessed with the opportunity to see that, but we were not live during that interval, so I'm very sorry, everybody. Well, actually, no, I'm a bit happy for you. You got to miss my horrendous three-point shooting. It was certainly not the best. Meanwhile, speaking of not the best in terms of three-point shooting, the Millers with yet to make a single one from down low, but meanwhile, it is down in the paint where they're finding their voice. Another easy two secured for the ladies in blue, and it works just as easy for that, doesn't it, folks? A 10-6 back and forth game. That certainly is the name of the first quarter, at least. A tale of 2/8 of the game, I almost want to say, as Labib finds the response right there, an easy floater from a difficult angle. Not hard enough, however. The senior makes everything look just so easy. But it really is a tale of 2/8. That first 4 minutes of the ballgame being non-stop Millburn domination, especially down low, finding a number of boards. However, in that final set of minutes, it really was the Cougars finally finding their voice on the offensive, especially from down low too. They sort of understand that they're losing the height battle, but nonetheless have resorted to alternative means to find their tally and mark their dent on the scoreboard. Not before the very easy two found. That man as open as they could be. So drawing the and one will be sent to the line. The first is also secured. Nothing but net. As satisfying as it gets, folks. Meanwhile, full court pressure, still underway. Solange Bell, meanwhile, under tight pressure. And that pass just so easily intercepted. Miller is unable to capitalize, however. Yet again, salvaged by Bell herself. Still tight pressure from her Miller foe. Working around the perimeter now. Labib on it. The highest point scorer of tonight. That pass just a little too much for Lilybell Critchley on the other end of it. Meanwhile, room for the counterattack. Not quite, but still with eyes to find the basket, but not before the travel is called. Always a bit of a funny foul. It's very minimally used, I would argue, in the professional game, but in high school, it's seemingly the most common foul called, really. The players getting just a bit too excited. Meanwhile, Labib, oh my, that one was very close to finding itself in yet again for the senior. Bell allows the ball to hold, and certainly the absence of a shot clock assists such efforts of slow, patient build-ups in play. Under the tactical ingenuity of Coach Mendez, the first-year coach for the Cougars. Critchley now, once more with Curran, heads down the baseline, the floater, unable to be completed, and easily secured into the hands of the Millers. Room for the counter, heavy pressure, sends it not quite the other way. I was of the same opinion as Mendez, pointing in the opposite direction of where the refs thought so. Well, took a little too much time to find her options and let the 5 seconds expire. That one is going straight in the other direction for the Cougars. Critchley now, once more back to Bell, the initiator, the point guard herself, and the leading point scorer. She certainly knows how to make her presence known on this Cougars team, and only a junior too, so she really has another season to even fuller find her potential, as Curran able to find the easy two for the Cougars, battling it back for a one-possession game. It's just as easy as that for the incredible athleticism of Curran. And really her source of strength is that she can find the basket from virtually anywhere on the court too, from down low, from downtown, just about anywhere. If you give her the ball, she'll be able to work something of it. As another travel is called right there, and the chance for the equalizer for the Cougars, that would be quite something. Once more with Bell. She has just such an incredible presence on this team too. The many different threats poised by the junior guard as Labib takes this one. Unable to complete that one, unfortunately, heading the other direction. averted momentarily by the defense of Emery Walls. Still working it around the perimeter. Finds the man at the corner, once more working it around. That one coughed up, difficult shot, but she's got it. Wow. The bank is open on Tuesdays, folks. A very difficult angle, that one. Nonetheless secured with a hand in her face. Does not get more difficult than that in the game. And yet another travel on Solange Bell. And it's not her first frustrating experience with the foul this game. And so perhaps the need for some sort of renewal or perhaps re-acknowledgement with the rules of the game. As the Millers reprise possession, that three also complete right there. And a wave of luck brushing over the Millers right there. 2 straight completed three-pointers, making it a 9-point game as the Cougars call yet another timeout. Well, I just noticed the matching shoes of many of the Millburn players, virtually everyone aside from at least one of the players. That's very interesting, at least. Usually dress code in the game of basketball doesn't extend to the footwear, but it looks to be otherwise for the Millers. Perhaps many of the players uniting and agreeing under a common type of shoe, but that is quite something. How many of the players are wearing that same sort of light blue shoe? I like it. I'm no sneakerhead, that's for sure. The shoes I'm wearing right now, there's many, many holes in them, revealing my pizza socks. But meanwhile, for the shoes for the Millers, that is quite something. The sneaker game for the Cougars also strong too. Meanwhile, the basketball game for them could quite use some improvement. That isn't to say anything about the lack of talent, really, of this Cougars team, because there is none. Simply a stroke of luck found for the Millers as that high-flying receival of the pass unable to be completed. Curran with an amazing completion of that pass from Bell. Well, under one of the deepest deficits of the night, a response, an answer needed now more than ever. The question is, who will be the one to secure it? It could be Labib, the highest point scorer of tonight so far. Meanwhile, Bell with it. Oh no, it's a wedgie. The ball is stuck. So the Millers have had many wedgies so far this year. As far as I'm concerned, this might be one of the first ones for the Cougars. I do like to do a lot of deep research and due diligence, and so that's what I found for the Millers. But that one, thankfully, getting untied and unwedgied, so thankfully we'll be back to play. Well, the unwedgied ball now in use yet again, and the Millers looking to further extend their tally over the Cougars. At the top of the key now, still working it around the perimeter with Labib now. Bell on it. We'll see what the junior can conjure up here. Has Walls to her left. We'll find Labib, the high-flying senior, with Curran yet again. The athletic forward, unable to make much progress on that one before the stoppage in play. Reflecting over just about 3 minutes left in the first half. Meanwhile, back in the game, the Millers yet again charging forward with possession, heading down the baseline. A very difficult pass, and the three unable to be completed. Room for seconds, still unable to secure. Room for another offensive rebound, and it's successful for the Millers. And it's rebounds galore for the Millers. That does seem to be the name of the game for them, really using their height to their advantage. And I was saying before, basketball, especially in the high school iteration of it, it really is a matter of physicality, to a great extent at least, and sort of that athletic ability. And so one of those key factors within that category is that of height and using size to your advantage right there. And so finding that particular advantage does seem to be crucial for them, and it's helping them down low as Curran's seemingly Kareem Abdul-Jabbar reminiscent shot right there, incomplete, easily stolen, however, by Solange Bell. She is a defensive titan. Now heading the other direction, easy lane, and easy two for the junior. It does not get better than that, folks. Solange Bell, one shot after the other, quite something else. And dangerous, both on the defensive and the offensive right here. It is the Bell show, folks, or the Solange show. Well, actually, I'll go with Bell show. Bell to Labib, she'll take that one for three, and that one's complete again for the Cougars. They're all falling down for the senior. Back to a 6-point game, under 2 minutes left to go. Under pressure from Curran, and reeling away from Bonsall. The freshman will find herself in the game for the first time tonight, and already making her presence known on the defensive. Meanwhile, Bell, as tight as press can be. And that one off the deflection from the Miller. Back with the Cougars. Working our way forward through the final 90 seconds left of this game before Curran able to draw in yet another foul right there. And the dribbling and running abilities of the junior really is second to none when she is on the court right there and able to draw in so many fouls. And even if she doesn't draw the foul, she'll be drawing in the easy two. So inbounding from the baseline, Bell to Curran. Once more with Labib at the corner. Bell now working on her opponent. She'll put up the shot, but not before being excellently denied by a Miller defender right there. Heading the other direction now. Just over a minute left to play. Down low and able to connect. The easy two of a response secured for the ladies in blue. Now working the other direction, Walls now to Bell. Under a minute left to play in this first half, but an illegal screen on Walls sends it once more in the other direction. Yet again with the Millers, room for seemingly one last possession, we'll see. Heading down low. The deflection finds itself yet again with blue. Before a timeout called, I would guess, by the Millers. Well, the Cougars dispersing from their huddle right here. Looking at 37 seconds left in the first half of action here at the Cougar Dome. An 8-point deficit that they'll have to overcome if they are to win this one and to snap their 2-game losing streak. They found a loss against Glen Ridge to knock themselves out of the Essex County tournament, followed by a defeat on the road to the Verona Hillbillies. Meanwhile, with sights to close this deficit, Curran accepts the pass, but cannot find the layup right there. Seconds continuing to wind down. Once more with the Millers. Excellent pass and an excellent finish for the Millers. A 10-point game, and that is team basketball right there, folks. Over just about 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Room for one last shot coughed up from the Cougars. We'll see who does it, but not before accepting the foul. Well, room for an inbound right in front of us, and room for one last Hail Mary of a 3. She'll find Bonsall, denied in the other direction. That pass, and that will do it for the first half of action here at the Cougar Dome. The score 25-15 Millers as we take a short break.
Nick mentioned before that before the game started, he was taking some three-pointers. He's at it again, guys. So for the remaining 9 minutes, I believe he's going to be doing these. So here he is on the three-point line, deep from 3, just slides out of the rim. That is a scam. He should have gotten that one. Let's see what else he does. Ooh, a nice flip up to catch the ball. And here he is on the three-point line again. He makes that one. The crowd is going wild for him. So far he's 1 and 2 first three-pointers. This is a nice little dribble before continuing. That's a soccer player for you. Here he is, center of 3. And he makes that one as well, going off the backboard. 3 for 2. I believe that's 6 points for Nick. Here he is going for another center 3. Not so lucky that time as it bounces between the backboard and the rim before going out. Corner 3. He makes that one. No backboard needed for Nick. Again, like a soccer player, dribbles the ball with his feet all the way over back towards the three-point line for a center 3. Not quite either. Just like last shot, it bounced between the backboard and the rim before going out. He's gonna redo that shot for another center 3. Not quite either. I think he's only made 1 center 3, but now he decides to go for the layup, and he gets that one. So what is that, 8 points for him now? Going for another 3, of course. And bounces off as well. So when he gets closer to the center, he doesn't really, he's not that good at making them for some reason. Ooh, a nice header in, somehow. What an impressive shot by Nick. Can't get much better than that. So that's 10 points on the board for Nick. Going for another center 3. No backboard needed. Makes it for another 3 points. 13 in total. The crowd from Millburn is cheering him on. Another center 3. Not quite. Comes up a little bit short as well as to the right. So just make a quick adjustment and he'll be all set. Goes back for another 3-pointer. Not quite either. Nice trick shot before making a deep 2. Not quite either. Let's see what else he's got. Corner 3. Comes up short while bouncing off the rim. Another center three. Not quite either. He has some major difficulty with these center threes. But he is able to make the corners, which is interesting. I think he's coming up short, because I think he's trying to hit the backboard, but just can't seem to do it. With a layup for 2. Another 2 points for him, so I believe that puts him at 15. Another center three. And he makes that one. So 17. Nope, 18. Sorry. 18 for Nick. That time he didn't even use the backboard. So he's either not trying to hit the backboard or... yeah, he is trying to hit the backboard, but just doesn't. So another shot at 3. That again, he tried not to use the backboard, but fortunately it didn't work out in his favor. And a couple headbutts attempting to get that ball in. Doesn't want to go. So another 3. Not quite either. This time he went a little over, hitting the in between the backboard and the rim. So that's deep in 2. Not quite either. May as well make it a 3 at that point. Goes for the layup, which he doesn't get. Very interesting. Usually he makes the layups, but I don't know what happened there. Anyway, here's another center 3. Makes it, no backboard. 3 more points for Nick, so that will pull him at 21. Headbutt in. Oh, so close, but not quite. Millburn, the Millburn JV team Oz. Ooh, another trick shot, maybe a headbutt in. Ooh, not quite. Gonna retry that one. Ooh, it's good. Oh, so close. Not quite. Reassuring one more time. One more attempt. Ooh. Not quite. Just goes off to the right. Goes for the layup instead. That goes in, making it 23. 23 points for Nick. Tries again for another trick shot. Comes up a little low that time. Shakes his head in disappointment. Just 3 minutes to go. I think he's going to continue to try and attempt at those threes, but no. He goes back to the three-point line. Shoots for 3 and makes it. Again, no backboard for Nick. Trick shot for 2. Not quite either. So right now, I believe he's at 28. Did he make that? I think he made that. So 30 for a layup. Another layup. Not quite, and rolls off the rim. Just about 2.5 minutes to go. Goes for deep from 3. Not quite either. Just bounces off the rim. So we came up a little short on that. Goes for the corner 3. Not quite either. Usually he makes those, so I'm a little surprised that he didn't. 2 attempted layups. The first one does not go in, but the second one does, putting him up 32. Looks like he's going to go back as the MKA girls basketball players come back in. So I think this is my commentary bit is over for right now. So I'll see you guys in a minute 30.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the second half of action here at the Cougar Dome. To remind you, my name is Nicholas Baum. Alongside me, the man behind the cam checking his text right now is Elliot Barada. And we are in here for a sure to be exciting second half of action. The first half of action seeing a 25-15 tally accrue in the favor of the Millburn Millers. And certainly that sort of dent on the scoreline has been in the name of some amazing rebounding and use of the height in the favor of the Millers. Nonetheless, Curran, as you see right there, making use of the excellent three-pointer. So both teams really just exercising a slow, methodical tempo on the ball. That really is the offensive name of the game thus far. Meanwhile, how their points are found for the Millburns, it really is a matter of using their height and finding gritty baskets down low. For the Cougars, it is use of the more technical side of the game, and shooting from down low and from the perimeter. They have found much more success from the three-point line than the Millers have. Nonetheless, it is the Cougars in the deficit, only down by 7, however. But after that giveaway right there, it is Labib on the other end of it, finding Bell and surging away forward in this third quarter of action. So work to be done for the Cougars as Bell fouled on the spot right there. A bib shot from down low, deflected, but room for seconds, still not found by Aaron Curran. Now heading the other direction right now. The Cougars still looking much more lively on the ball since the first quarter of action. Nonetheless, the 3 points are found for the Millers. And it has been rather difficult for them to connect from down low, but a rare spot of success for them. Nonetheless, found right there, re-extending it to a 10-point game as we work our way into this second half of action. Critchley down low, but a travel called on the freshman. Erasing any progress made by the Cougars, back to level pegging since the halftime. Really not level pegging on the scoreline. Still that constant 10-point deficit separating these two teams right here. Really is the matter of the Millers connecting down low as they work the ball away forward. Still nonetheless possessing eyes for deep-ranging shots. That one easily secured by the freshman Critchley. Now with Bell on it. Seconds continuing to wind down right here. Bell, excellent piece of skill right there. The ball handling of the junior, second to none. The reach called, and it'll be sent to the inbound from the baseline. Curran on this one. And we've already seen the amazing connection between Solange Bell and Aaron Kerman, the junior teammates. But 5 seconds called on the inbound on Curran. We saw 5 seconds called on the Millers earlier. This time it will go against the Cougars for the first time tonight. But as I was stating before, the fantastic connection between Curran and Bell is really what lifts this team up to next levels. As the Millers able to re-extend that lead to the highest tonight, a 13-point lead secured over the Cougars as of right now, courtesy of back-to-back 3-point shots made by number 2, the Miller right there. So as the minutes progress forward, it looks to be the Millers connecting from all angles. Quite the improvement, to say the least, from the first half of action, where it really was down low, where they found really their voice on the offensive. Now connecting from downtown, more added problems for the Cougars to say the least, but we'll see what Mendez has been working on them at halftime right here. They do seem to be connecting a little more. They seem a little more comfortable as Bell sidesteps back for that one. Walls with amazing tenacity, but she won't be able to secure possession. Once more with the Millers, breaking down, man down, but sending it forward. Flipped off the corner of the basket. Yet again in the hands of the Cougars. Bell on it. Amazing ball handling, to restate myself earlier. Exercised by the junior. Finds her fellow teammate Curran. Once more with Bell at the top. Oh my, just seconds awry to finding that three good. Still a 13-point game yet again with the Millers. Secured once more by Bell. Such a fantastic athlete the junior is. And the discipline as well on the three. Oh my, just unable to complete it. But credit where it's due to Solange Bell right here. She just hustles on both ends of the ball. Quite the something else. Yet again for the Millers. The red hot number 2, unable to capture that one. And yet again, possession secured for the Cougars right there, seemingly cleaning up their rebounding game as of late. Not before the full court pressure warrants the foul. Well, quite the difference from the first half of action. The Millers connecting from all angles. Meanwhile, the Cougars finding their voices down low, but will it be enough for the Cougars to try to overcome this mountain of a deficit? We'll see. Solange Bell lets room to breathe, but it's heavy, tight pressure from her opponent. The ball handling of the junior beats her, however. That pass from Labib, however, bit of miscommunication between the senior and the junior. Room for the inbound now, and a lack of full court pressure throughout the game warranted from the Cougars. Send it once more with the Millers. Let's see. They do seem to be packing the box between them, but not before the three-pointer secured yet again for the Millers. It's three-pointers galore for the ladies in blue. As a timeout is called by MKA, and I just realized I forgot to reset my timeouts. Well, the Cougars redispersing from their huddle right there, finding themselves under a new high of a deficit in this game, that of 16, which will be separating these two teams, 3:54 on the clock. And really a matter of something clicking for the Millburn Millers in the locker room right there. They look much more dangerous from the three-point line. Quite the something else for them. As Critchley looks to accept that one. We'll see what tactical changes were made over the timeout break. Certainly needed for the Cougars, finding themselves on the other end of a 9-3 run for the Millers since the halftime buzzer blew. An easy run established for the ladies in blue, and it looked to be almost the Cougars with the upper hand, at least after that three-pointer easily secured by Curran, but it's been anything but, well, really a 9-0 run since that three-pointer. So high-flying Millers, but we'll see if a response can be found. Curran thinks about the three-pointer, cuts inside that one. A heavy, tough shot, innocently falling into the hands of the Millburn Millers. Yet again, working beneath the three-pointer, now ahead of it. Loose defending from Curran. Walls joining in on the mix, trying to head in on the junior. Unable to find the paint just yet, working around at the baseline. Yet again, from up top, securing it around the perimeter. Thinks about cutting in. That sailing pass right there. Yet again, at the top of the key. A nice bounce pass. Down for two. And she's unable to complete it just yet. Curran easily able to secure that one in the paint. The response needed for the Cougars. Minutes just winding down in the third quarter of action. And under the heaviest, biggest deficit. But that won't quite do something right there to say otherwise. Monica Labib with an excellent floater. And she'll be sent to the line as well. Well, the presence of Labib is omnipotent on the court right there. We've already seen how amazing she is from down low, but now her added ability to challenge down low too, closer to the basket, quite something else from the senior. And she's been working on her free throws too. Cuts it back down to 13 for the Cougars. A lifeline still present for the ladies in white, but it'll certainly muster a lot of effort and a lot of tenacity if they are to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Meanwhile, with the Millers still effortlessly working away to reestablish that unprecedented lead, and that might do something towards it. The shooting foul called. The first shot just secured right there. That's as close as they come right there, just nestling on the front rim before innocently falling down. That second one found too right there for the Millers. Back to a 15-point tally separating these two teams. Bonsall with her back against the wall, able to secure possession for the Cougars, and the response desperately needed. And very few capable hands, or sorry, more qualified hands to lead such a drive other than Solange Bell right there, the leading point scorer and the amazing, fantastic all-out junior forwarding this team over the course of their season. Bell once more, retreats from the top of the key. Walls now, back to Bonsall, around the paint yet again, thinks about it. The pump fake from Bell finds itself with Labib now. Curran at the corner, her back's against the wall. Labib out to Walls, finds it to Bell, thinks about it, hesitates, retreats outward. Yet again with easy possession, actually retreats to right about the seal, accepts the screen from Walls. Labib on it. Once more pondering her options, Bonsall to Walls. To Curran now, the junior thinks about it. Easy pressure from now, secured amidst the defending, and just unable to capitalize off it. Labib will see her three-pointer unsuccessful, nonetheless. Possession for the Cougars secured. But just wrestling the ball away from her Miller foe right there. Excellently done by the senior. Breaking up her opponents once more with Labib. That three-pointer, oh, just a miss yet again. On the other direction, room for the counterattack on Bonsall. Absolutely denied right there from the freshman center. Quite the something else from Bonsall on that play. Little over a minute left to go in this third quarter of action. Back to a 15-point lead. The Millers looking to re-extend it to their largest tally of the night. That one will be good. A very tough bank shot for the Millers. Meanwhile, a high-flying pass just about intercepted in both football and basketball terms. And the drive on Bell. And a dangerous hit. Well, she thankfully seems to be okay after the play. But that's what such tenacity and hustle might warrant you in team sports right there. And she certainly has every right to take a break after that play right there. Such a strong player for this team. Jasmine Trout going in for Bell, and we'll hope she'll be faring just okay as we confront the final minute of the third quarter. Bonsall denied by the Millers. Curran inbounding now, right in front of us, finds Walls at the top of the key. Trout on it yet again. Labib now under tight pressure right there. Curran thinks about her options once more with Trout, the replacement for Bell. Walls on it yet again. Back and forth patient passing, the name of the game in the final possession of the third quarter. Trout now under duress, finds Walls down low. Back with the sophomore, unable to find much on it, headed the other direction. 15 seconds to spare, clock winding down. The Millers on the offensive, working on Walls, into the paint. A tough shot, but she's got it right there. That's as clutch as they come, folks. Seconds winding down, Curran with the prayer. Oh my. I really thought that one was going in, but that will do it for the third quarter. And it has been nonstop domination for the Millers, sailing away with a 15-6 run over that 8 minutes. But I do think I have to part farewell to you all. And I don't know if Elliot will be reprising the commentary position. But regardless, certainly a pleasure.
are back for the final quarter of action here in the Cougar Dome. My name is Eli Barada. I'll be taking over as commentator. I will do my best to try and keep you guys entertained in these last 8 minutes. The Millers already going for a 2-pointer, trying to further the deficit even more as they have possession. 2-pointer once again to no avail, sorry. And as the whistle is called, we're going to go to layups for number 23 for the Millers. I believe this is their second time on the free throw line. Here's the number 23's first shot. And it's a miss, unfortunately. Actually, I think the Millers have been on the free point line 3 times. And the second shot is good. So as we continue, Cougars take possession. We got Walls all the way to Critchley. Yeah. I'm trying to remember everybody's names. It is back with the Millers. Heading over into Cougar territory. Circling around the 3-point line. Going for 3, and they make it. 44-21. A huge deficit for the Cougars. But they are going in to Walls, to Levin, back to Critchley, back to Walls, just circling around the 3-point line, but going in and attempted for 2. Trout just overshooting the basket, but it is still with the Cougars here. Critchley passing all the way back to Trout, all the way to Walls, and Curran coming in to Trout, to Walls again, to Lebed, circling around, trying to find an opening in which they can score. Which they just can't seem to do. Ideally, they're going to go for 2, and it's a miss. The Millers take possession once again, and immediately go in for 2, but that goes unsuccessful. Cougars with it now, Lebed leading the charge. Passing to Trout, back to Lebed. Goes in for 2 while passing to Critchley. A high flying shot for 2. That does not want to agree with the team. So it is back with the Millers. Trying to get around Curran, which they can't seem to do, so they pass around, trying to find another opening. Curran almost getting her hands on it, but the Millers end up going for 3 and making that as well. 37, yep. It is back with the Cougars. Curran with it. All the way up to half court. Looking for an opening. Decides to rush in. Finds Lebed, who shoots for 3. It's not quite there.
Get down the court. Help.
The Millers immediately go for 2 again, once getting their hands on the ball, which they make. Scores are now 49-21, and it is a timeout has been called for the Cougars. 5 minutes 12 seconds left. Scores are 49-21 in favor of the Millburn Millers. A 28-point deficit. It's quite a feat for the Cougars to overcome, especially with a 5-minute time frame. So we'll see how far they can get. You can see the Cougars just played Verona yesterday, which unfortunately they lost. It was a tough game though. Cougars still fought hard. Alright. As time continues, we got Curran starting off with the ball. Go to the half-court line. Rushes in for 2. Just hits the backboard. And it looks like the whistle has been called. I believe we're going to go to free throws for the Cougars. I think this is their I want to say their second time on the free throw line. This is going to be taken by Bonsall. First shot is good. 22-49. See what her second shot has. Here's her second shot for Bonsall. Her second shot is good. 2 successful shots for the Cougars. Get them 2 points closer to victory. Millburn wasting no time trying to get those lost points back any way they can. The Bonsall almost coming in and stealing it from them. The Millers going for the layup for 2 more points. Curran passing to Bonsall, who rushes in and passes to Vinicio. And Millburn steals it away from the Cougars as they travel up court. Goes in for 2 once more. That time they were not as successful. But it is back with the Cougars, with Curran leading the charge. Curran rushing in. Can't seem to get past the 3-point line. Walls to Labib. Back to Curran, who rushes in for 2. Close, but not quite. Cougars still in possession, though. Maybe they can have a retry on that. Curran looking for someone. Goes in for 2 again. Not quite. Keeps bouncing off the backboard. Bonsall with an attempted layup as well, which is unsuccessful. The Millers have taken it back with 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Millers circling around the 3-point line, looking for an opening. Decide to go for an outside 2, which unfortunately they did not get. Looks like the whistle's called. The Millers are going to make a quick substitution, as well as the Cougars. I believe Walls is coming out for Frey. Just let me double check that before I say anything else. Actually, I don't think I have time to check. I think that's Frey. I hope I'm not wrong on that one. Anyway, our clock is a little off. Sorry about that. I forgot. So Millers take it back. Number 15 leading the way. Just about 3 minutes to go. Number 11 looking for someone to pass to. Passes to 3. Gives him passes back to 11. Passes to 15. Again, circling around that 3-point line, trying to figure out a way past the Cougars for an easy layup. But as we've seen before, 3-pointers are no trouble or no obstacle for the Millers. So it's interesting they don't go for one again, or an attempted shot, at least. Cougars putting up some excellent defense, so not letting the Millers go through, but they do find an opening, but even then, it is blocked. And a far layup for the Millers goes unsuccessful. And Cougars take back possession here. 2 minutes, just 2.5 minutes. Hang on, I'm gonna let the clock run. Technically, it's 2:06. It looks like we're gonna make another substitution for the Cougars. I don't know the name, so give me a second to find my roster. All right. So we got Frey. Oh, man, classics. All right, let's see. Number 12, right? Number 12. Yep, Frey, I was right. And then number, I can't read her number. Oh, and it is going to layups for Bonsall as well. So here's Bonsall's first shot. It's good. So far, she is 3 for 3 on her layups here. I can't see that girl's number for the Cougars. I think it's Cotter. And her second shot is good for Bonsall. 2 successful free throws for Bonsall, making it now 25-51. Still in favor of the Millers, but okay, that is number 22, which is Cotter, so I was right on that again. Millers, again, circling the 3-point line, looking for an opening for an easy layup. Looks like they're going to find it. However, Their two-pointer goes unsuccessful. And it is back with the Cougars. Frey leading the charge this time. Looking for someone, finds Labib. Back to Frey. Back to Labib. All the way to Numicio. Back to Labib, who goes for three. Not quite. The Cougars still in possession with Numicio. An attempted two-pointer was unsuccessful. It looks like the Millers will take over. With only a minute to go, Cougars have to put up some excellent defense in order to avoid more points from being scored, which it looks like they're doing right now for an excellent amount of defense by the Cougars, making the Millers unable to get past the three-point line. And every time they do, they just get pushed right back. A three-pointer goes unsuccessful for the Millers with about 30 seconds left. It looks like we're going to go to free throws again for the Millers. This time being taken by number, I can't see because of her hair, but I think it's number 33 for the Millers. Or 35, I can't tell. 35, I believe. Her first shot is a miss. Here's number 35's second shot for the Millers. That shot also goes a miss, and is back with the Cougars. Frey taking a shot, or no, yep, that was Frey. And Numicio making a two-pointer for the Cougars, making it 27-51. Only 13 seconds to go. And it looks like that's going to do it for the game here with only 5 seconds. Miller's holding on to the ball as time runs out, and that'll be game. An impressive job for both teams here today in the Cougar Dome. Final score is 51-27 in favor of the Millers. Thank you everybody for watching. My name is Ali Barada. I was your cameraman, mainly, as well as commentator for the final quarter and scoreboard keeper. Joining me earlier was Nick Baum. He was your main commentator, so I suggest you tune in to watch him again later in the season. And he was also your scoreboard operator. So I hope you guys enjoy. We have a game tomorrow, ice hockey versus Frisch High School. That was a late game, actually, starting at like 7:40, I believe. So make sure you tune in for that. And